me.
By introduce stress, Eric means his wife.
She stresses me out, even at home. That's why I don't do projects, is because she'll like nitpick to every, like, to the speck of dust.
She sucks.
I'm going for a walk.
Johnny finally has the chop saw going.
Hey, don't forget to take into account the width of the wood, honey.
Angie isn't remembering to account for the width of her wood.
And it's right out through. I got the wrong board screwed on somewhere.
48 3/4, right?
Yes.
You put 48 3/4 for the inside stud.
They didn't account for the top plate in their measurement, and now it's 1.5 inches too long.
Now I have to take off how much?
1.5 on each stud.
Perhaps you're thinking, why is something called a 2x4 1.5 inches thick? When a 2x4 is cut at the mill, it is 2 inches by 4 inches, but then it gets planed down to make it smooth and splinter-free. That process takes 1/4 inch off each side of the board. So a 2x4 is really 1.5 inches by 3.5 inches. Brian decides to nail his wall together, but he only uses 1 nail per stud.
Frank.
A stud wall doesn't do this, Brian. Look.
Okay, I'll put 2 in. I'm sorry. Okay. 2 nails in.
Now you know.
Johnny could be the first person to crack this job.
Oh, cookie time!
In the end, Brian eventually finishes first. The triangles are just as slow going. Angie is exactly 1 inch short.
I thought for sure I had that measure to cut that. I cut the mark.
No, you missed.
Okay.
Brian
I want to triple check, Brock. I'm just that's the way I am.
also misses,
Yours not a 48 3/4 either, my friend.
No, it's 48.
It's the way it cut.
and Johnny
You only have to make 1 cut, you know.
Well, 2.
1.
Hold on.
Johnny also double checks,
Okay.
and he also gets his cut wrong.
80 you're supposed to be?
Yeah.
How did you miss that, my friend? Yeah, you're out by a full inch.
You want me to do it over?
I sure do, because that's not going to fit our ultimate plan.
In our ultimate episode next week, the nominees will be out on the ice, assembling and erecting the A-frame they've unwittingly built.
1, 2, left.
Up! It's the most dangerous thing we've ever tried in rehab. Let's hope it works out.
Look out, Darlis. Look out, Darlis. Go away.
When we come back, we'll be trying to bend steamed wood.
Damn. Failure.
Here on Canada's Worst Handyman, we like to use a lot of wood because it's as solid as the rules of carpentry.
It just won't bend. Or will it? Wrapping their heads around bending a piece of wood into the shape of a fishing net is the next challenge for Canada's Worst Handyman. And to do it, they can't just get an old tennis racket because, well, that would be cheating.
The foreman of this challenge is Sing Along Johnny.
Before we begin,
Yeah, sir.
a song.
I am Bush.
And how I love you.
Thank you. Okay, great way to start.
To bend wood, you need just 2 pieces of hardware.
This is a steamer. This here is a sewage pipe.
A kettle and a wooden box would also work.
You reach in, you grab a stick.
Is there a stick in there right now?
We preloaded these steamers. Each strip of wood needs to cook for 1 hour per 1 inch of thickness.
They're getting steam as we speak.
As we speak.
The easiest way to explain this project is just by doing it.
Since I am the foreperson today, I think it's only proper, appropriate, and correct that I try it first.
I want to see you do it first.
Okay.
Sounds like a coffee percolator.
And you got to do it right away, okay? Whoa, didn't do it right.
To bend wood right, all the pressure cannot be on one point.
Okay, quickly, Ange.
Go.
Okay, Ange. The middle, support. Oh.
You have to take it from the center and work it around. Start at the center and it makes it easy.
Go.
Having the right kind of hardwood is also important. It must be air-dried, not kiln-dried, and in our experiments, ash wood, which this is, works best.
You got her, baby.
The wood bends because when it reaches an internal temperature of 93 degrees Celsius, all of its own moisture turns to steam.
Oh, ISD Mozi. Oh, the man.
Clamping the wood in place locks the shape permanently.
I'm going home with that net. They don't want it or not. I don't care. I'm going home with the net.
Damn. Failure.
Eric smartly wants the team to bend pieces around the net he's already made.
So let's talk language. If you bend it around this, what does that make this?
A template or a jig.
A jig, yes. Anything that you use that it's going to create a shape that it's going to help you make more shapes later is called a jig. A jig is very handy for this kind of stuff.
Okay, go.
The problem with Eric's jig is that it's not a jig. It's a full net, and its own handle will get in the way just as much as the junk on the table gets in the way.
Oh, the drill's got to be moved. Johnny, all this stuff's got to be moved.
Preparation, guys.
With room to work, this jig will, well, it will almost work.
Bring it over. Come on, guys.
Work it, work it, work it, work it.
It's bending here. Come on.
If the handle was together, this would be perfect.
Okay. Okay.
When they do squeeze, the wood has already set.
Careful, it's bending, breaking. Say more.
Eric understands the problem, and he decides to trace the hoop with screws.
Okay, we got our jig.
At first,
Oh, frig.
this screw jig doesn't seem to work.
Go.
But Eric remembers that stressing the wood in isolated areas makes it more willing to bend.
Come on, Eric, you can do it.
Leave me alone, leave me alone.
When the wood is softened up, it happily squeezes around the jig.
Get some clamps, the big ones, Angie.
It's not even breaking, man.
Good.
It hasn't broke.
Yay.
It's a new record! Bent Wood by Canada's Worst Handyman. Catch it on the net at hooklineandsinker.com.
And when you sing that before any task, you can't go wrong.
No.
Whatever.
When we return, someone is named this episode's Worst Handyman. With only one episode left before we name the country's lousiest amateur builder, the nominees are getting nervous.
I do believe that I am Canada's worst handyman.
I'm always worried about being the worst.
I honestly believe it's going to be me.
I was doing good all the way to, sorry, honey, and all the way until Michelle got here.
Now, it's time for the final inspection to determine this episode's worst. The experts start their tour in Johnny's room.
This is extremely rough, Johnny.
I know it's an abomination. I know that.
Vanity.
It's also an abomination.
The drains are crooked.